Hi, good morning. Hope Zvara here, and today is one quick core functional fitness move, and it's really focused on releasing the body. And so for me, I take the theory or philosophy that tightness travels or restriction travels, pain travels, and it typically travels from the bottom to the top. So believe it or not, your foot issue could be harboring your neck and shoulder issue. Your hip tightness could be the reason why you're clenching your jaw or grinding your teeth at night. And so when we think about these types of issues, knowing and understanding that there's energetic and emotional embedding in the muscle tissue and in any of the fibers in the body, but regardless of that, if we think about how we're moving structurally and how we're moving physically, asana or exercise, if we can really start to look at the body as a whole unit, hopefully we're going to find a much faster success rate in release and finding all over health and wellness. I wanted you to ask yourself today, are the things that I'm engaging in, exercise related or not, moving me closer towards wellness or further away? And so every day I wake up in the morning, I'm trying to ask myself these questions in anything that I engage in. And sometimes the answers that I get really allow me to reflect and say, maybe I need to change that. And so those were some of the questions that I started asking myself when I started looking through asanas and yoga poses and exercise moves. What are they really trying to achieve? Are these really helping me or hurting me? And so I started to kind of cultivate some movements that hopefully will help your body find a greater success, health, and harmony. So with this hip bop, or you can call it whatever you want to, the mechanics of the body are going to look kind of silly, but hopefully you'll feel great. So for people with plantar fasciitis, for people with iliotibial band pain or discomfort, runners are a big one for that. If you're having SI joint pain, low back pain, or any sort of discomfort in the calves, lower legs, and knowing that that obviously will radiate into the upper body as well for release, you're going to be a great candidate for this move. So I'm going to be kind of turning myself different directions, so hopefully you can see me from different angles. As I don't get to have you in class physically, I want you to be able to have the same experience. So as I start in just a simple mountain pose, very casually step back with your left foot. Now I'm used to mirror image, so I'm going to be doing opposite of you. So as I step back, notice it's not this huge stride that we're used to in yoga. It's very modest. You can always extend it or shorten it if needed. Typically I see people needing to shorten the stride more than lengthen it because they're really hitting head on with the restriction in the body. So front toes will stay forward. Make sure your feet are in line with their hips. We're not on one little tightrope, really important. I'd rather have students go slightly wider than too narrow. Now the back foot, we're going to actually turn the toes inward. Now, it doesn't have to be this huge internal rotation. We really want to honor the knee and make sure there's no torque happening in the knee joint. So keeping the hips square forward towards me, I'm actually going to keep my hands on my hips. Now, in bending the front knee, exhaling as I bend my back knee, I'm pressing my left hip out to the left, okay? I immediately feel glute stretch and iliotibial band stretch. And then inhale back up, right? Balance is a challenge too. Exhale, keeping pelvic core strong, press out. You may also feel some anterior tibialis, which is down at the outside of the front shin. For people that walk on the outside edges of the feet, like me, this is a really great stretch. Exhale, press, and inhale, come back up. Now, I want you to keep in mind, exhale, press, not dropping out the belly, and inhale, coming back up. You don't need to feel this excruciating sensation. And coming back up. Nice. Exhale, press. Notice how now I'm folding my torso. Now I'm going to turn sideways here. Exhale, press and fold. Inhale, come back up. Keeping the core strong. Exhale, bend the back knee. Press the hip out to the side. Now fold your torso. Now we're getting into that lower back area. Inhale, coming back up right again. Exhale, bend the knee. There's a process to it. Press the hip. You're hitting your neighbor with your hip. Exhale, fold. Now take the arm of the back leg and reach it across the midline of the body. Now bring this body back up again using the strength of the core. Let me turn forward and show you what that looks like. Here we go. Exhale, bend the knee. Press the hip. Fold the torso and shoot the arm out. Now the more I want to reach with the arm, the more I'm actually pressing with my hip. Okay, and then drawing up through the belly, coming back upright. What I want you to remember is that it's the hip that leads the arm. We tend to pull more and push less. I really want you to let the hip be the driver here, and the arm is just an extension of what the hip is willing to do. So let's bring 5 together in a row now. So inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale and exhale. Now you may start to feel some lower back work. Feel free to reach the arm of the front leg backwards. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise, and exhale, step forward. Awesome. Let's try the opposite foot. Now, I just want to really help you recognize that I'm going to show you a different breath technique as well. So know that you're not just limited to breathing a certain way. Most importantly, I want you breathing. Rule of thumb number 1. So just really keep that in mind. Each side has its own karma and its own makeup, its own issues going on. So recognize you might have this really micro stride on one side and you might have a longer stride on the other. Don't think symmetry equals balance. Asymmetry, understanding where the differences are, that's what will bring you towards balance. Really important. All right, so hips are level. Watching that when you fold, you're not spilling out your deep core. That lack of lumbo-pelvic stability, really keeping that lower body nice and stable. Here we go. I like my hands on my hips. Touch sensation or touch awareness, I call it. When I'm touching a part of my body, I'm more aware of it and more paying attention. Here we go. Let's bend the back knee. Okay, and then coming back up. Exhale, bend the back knee. Press the hip out now to the right. Notice how I'm not letting my front leg straight. And then back upright, inhale. Nice. Exhale, knee and hip. Press, press, press. And then back upright. Awesome. This might be good enough for you. Exhale, bend. And inhale up. Nice. Exhale, bend. And inhale up. Now let's fold the torso. So take it in order. Try not to just think about the torso. Bend, hip, torso. Belly stays supported. Back upright. Here we go again. Exhale, bend. And inhale, upright. Exhale, bend. And inhale, upright. You got this. Add the arm. Exhale. Notice how I'm shooting with my arm bent to straight rather than swiping it around. My inside of my arm is facing my head, palm in. Exhale. And inhale. If you'd like to, use your left hand and just draw the hip back slightly, keeping the knee stable. Exhale. Inhale. Push the hip. Exhale. Inhale. Let's add the back arm if you'd like to. Exhale. And up. Let's do 3 more. Breathe out. And up. Notice my head. Breathe out. I'm not leading with my head first. I'm leading with my deep core. One more time. Let's try that. Exhale. And up. So my core is bouncing me back up. Come back to center. I want you to try your tighter side or your more restricted side an additional, let's say 5 to 7 times. And I'll work with you and let's see if we can just kind of cultivate our own flow. I'll turn sideways here so you can see me from another direction again. So stepping back. Toes again. It doesn't have to be extreme. I don't want you to be feeling pain in the knee, but you may be feeling some new sensations. So you'll have to gauge that accordingly. Play with the direction of the back leg. When we think about, let's pause for a second. When we think about that back foot turning in, the hip pushing out, notice how the hip is closing as I'm turning, because whatever direction my knee is pointing, my hip needs to be pointing. So that is a really great gauge for you, that if you're wondering internal rotation, is that okay? Really important to push the hip so the hip folds and you're able to keep that line as it should be. All right, 5 to 7. Start as you need to. If you need to just kind of start with the lower body, go for it. If you're ready for full-fledged, I'll show you the alternative breath. So as we come down, knee, hip, fold, exhale, hold and inhale, and then exhale, lifting back up, really using the strength of the core. So you can hold it a little bit longer if you'd like to. So exhaling, inhale, reach, exhale, coming back up, nice strong core. So you can kind of create your own flow as you need to. Exhale, and inhale. Nice, let's do 4 more. Keep the back heel down. Good job. 2. And last one. Excellent. When I look at movement, I'm looking at how can I stretch and lengthen the body, relieve stiffness and pain or discomfort, and still create tone and strength. So I'm utilizing my core, I'm creating stability in my legs, I'm definitely using my back muscles so I'm not collapsing or over-rounding, usually a sign of lack of support and strength here, but also a sign of restriction here. So paying attention to what the body's doing, look below to find your answers. For more information, visit my website at hopezvara.com. Thank you so much for taking your time this morning to work with me and practice with me. I'd love to hear from you. Share with me your thoughts, your inspirations, or maybe how my videos have been helping you at Core Functional Fitness by Hope Zvara, it's my Facebook page, or you can shoot me an email, info@hopezvara.com. Let's take one step forward into a great day ahead. Namaste.